This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome everyone. This is the fifth video of our series on GST annual return and audit. So in this video, we are going to talk about applicability of GST audit. When is GST audit applicable to my organization? Section 35(5) of the CGST Act says that every registered person whose turnover during a financial year exceeds the prescribed limit, he should get his books audited from a chartered accountant or a cost accountant and submit submit the documents. Documents consist of annual return, copy of audited financial statements, reconciliation, report in form GSTR 9C, and other prescribed documents. So friends, on reading this section, basic requirement is annual return shall be submitted first, then only GST audit in form GSTR 9C can be conducted. GST audit consists of two parts. GSTR 9C Part A, which consists about reconciliations, and Part B, which is about certifications. Reconciliation between figures reported in annual return and audited financial statements. So unless and until annual return is submitted, we cannot proceed with GST audit. So now let's come to Rule 83 of the Central Goods and Service Tax Act rules. As per section 35(5), the word used was turnover. GST Act defines aggregate turnover, defines turnover in a state, but there is no definition for the word turnover. So which amount should we consider becomes a question, and hence we come to rules. Rule 83 specifies that registered persons whose aggregate turnover during a financial year exceeds 2 crore rupees, and for the year 18-19 it is increased to 5 crore rupees. So now we know that GST audit is applicable for every registered person. I am having 10 GSTians, I will have 10 different GST audits. It is for every registered person whose aggregate turnover exceeds 2 crores or 5 crores according to the year. So now let's first see what is aggregate turnover. Section 2(6) of the CGST Act defines aggregate turnover means aggregate value of all taxable supplies, excluding the value of inward supplies on which tax is payable on reverse charge basis. These supplies are reported by me under table 4 of annual return, but they are not to be considered for aggregate turnover. In addition to taxable supplies, even exempt supplies, exports of goods and services, and supplies of persons having same PAN, interstate supplies of persons having same PAN to be computed on all India basis. So aggregate turnover is to be computed on all India basis, and it would also include transactions between distinct entities. I have 5 GST registrations and 1 branch transfers to another branch. In that case, it will be included in aggregate turnover. Aggregate turnover excludes central tax, state tax, union territory tax, and integrated tax. So my gross sales are 1 crore 90 lakhs plus GST liability of 25 lakhs, total 2 crore 15 lakhs. Sorry, my net sales are 1 crore 90 lakhs and gross sales are 2 crore 15 lakhs. In this case, GST audit would not be applicable. There are various intricacies in aggregate turnover. We would address them. First, aggregate turnover includes stock transfer. So, if I am having 5 GSTNs and one GSTN sells goods or does outward supply to another GSTN, that would be considered for my aggregate turnover. But I am having 3 branches, one in Pune, one in Baramati, one in Mumbai. There is transfer from Mumbai branch to Pune branch or Pune branch to Baramati branch. This would not be considered as they all are registered under one GSTN only. Now there is a gray area. As per the amended GST Act in 2018, I can take separate registration for all my 3 branches, Pune branch, Baramati branch and Mumbai branch. Now I have taken 3 different registrations and there is a supply from Pune branch to Baramati branch. Would this transaction be considered for the purpose of aggregate turnover? Legally, no, because the word used are interstate supplies. This is not interstate supplies. Both branches are in Maharashtra only. But though it is not included for the term of aggregate turnover, it is my outward supply and it will be covered in table 4 and tax liability is going to be there. So next intricacy is, how do we decide whether a company is liable to GST audit or not? Generally, we go by their turnover as per audited financial statements. But now let's take an example where a company is having a turnover of 1.5 crore rupees, but company have 2 different GST registrations. Company activities include buying raw material in Maharashtra, processing the raw material in Maharashtra, and branch transfer of this raw material from Maharashtra to Uttar Pradesh and selling of goods in Uttar Pradesh. So in this case, Maharashtra unit purchases raw material of 1 crore, does processing, the value of goods is 1.2 crores, they are transferred to Uttar Pradesh branch at 1.2 crores, GST is paid by Maharashtra unit. For Uttar Pradesh unit, 1.2 crores is inward supply, they does retail packing and branding and sell in market for 1.5 crores. For GST purposes, the aggregate turnover would be 2.7 crores, and as the aggregate turnover of Uttar Pradesh branch is 2.7 crores as well as Maharashtra branch is 2.7 crores, GST audit is going to be applicable to both of them. Now, I am a registered person, but I deal exclusively in exempt supplies. Let's say I am a distributor of seeds. Seeds are exempt from GST, hence my entire purchase is exempt, my entire sale is exempt. But there is an inward supply from advocate and hence it was required by law to take registration and pay tax under RCM. I am not claiming set off of such tax paid. In this case also, GST audit is going to be applicable because the term aggregate turnover even includes exempt supplies. Next, I am a dealer in alcohol. I supply alcohol for human consumption. My sale consists of 10 crores of alcohol sale and rupees 4 lakhs of rent received from commercial property. In this case also GST audit will be applicable because Aggregate turnover definition includes exempt supplies, and exempt supplies definition includes non-GST supplies also. So petrol, diesel, crude oil sale, everything would be included in aggregate turnover. So there are many petrol pump dealers whose turnover is 20 crores of petrol and diesel sale and hardly 80,000 or 1 lakh of oil. Still they have to get their books audited for GST purposes. So now friends, we are clear when GST audit is applicable. What are the consequences of non-compliance? There is no specific section which provides for penalty in case of non-compliance with section 35(5). But section 125 provides for penalty of up to rupees 25,000 in case no specific penalty is prescribed. There are similar provisions in State GST Act also, and hence total penalty can go up to rupees 50,000. Thank you friends. I hope this presentation has enriched your knowledge on GST. Do subscribe to my channel. You can connect me on LinkedIn for regular GST updates, and also for GST updates through email. You can share your mail ID in the Google form. Thank you.